What's up, y'all? It's the MMA Analyst here to do my recap for Strikeforce Diaz vs Cyborg. Good card. I actually was at some Muay Thai amateur fights. Had a bunch of guys or 3 guys and a female from my gym. Wait, was it 2 guys, 2 females from my gym? Toronto BJJ competing. It's really good. Congrats to everybody. And congrats to being in 2011, where you can be watching amateur Muay Thai fights and watching on your iPhone. Yo, give me some money, Apple. Watching on your iPhone Strikeforce Diaz versus Cyborg with the headphones on. It was great. I mean, come on. We couldn't have done this just a few years ago. This world is crazy. We still didn't go to the moon, though. Yeah, let's talk about that. Diaz versus Santos. First round, Santos comes out blasting him in the legs. I'm like, dang. If he continues to do this, I don't know. You don't want to be getting kicked in the leg like that and have to come out in the 4th round and come out in the 5th round. The first round was very close. It could have gone either way. I don't really know who I would have given it to, but it was close. Santos was doing well on the feet. Diaz was doing okay on the feet. And it was exciting. Round 2, Diaz turns it up. Starts checking kicks, starts tagging Santos. The tide starts to change. We pan over to the audience, see female Santos. She's looking actually alright. I don't know what that means. I'm just saying, normally she's all buffed out on some Hercules type foolishness, emaciated from cutting weight and all this stuff and hair and no, but then she had to make. I'm just saying, it's much improved. But ain't no Misha Tate though. Anyways, it gets so rough for Cyborg that he decides to go for a takedown, which basically is like jumping into the mouth of a great white. It's, you know, like you see, I don't know if he saw gold or a treasure chest, and he said, "Oh, I just gotta go in there." Soon as he's on the ground, high guard, reaches around for the arm bar, gets a hold of the arm, swoops under the leg, sweeps him on the back, little adjustment, straightens it out, game over. What a lapse of judgment. It would be better for you to stay on the feet and just do what you're doing than to just go onto the ground and give up. That's like his corner was like, guys, let's call it. Let's call it a night. Let's go. The clubs are opening. We got to go. Take him down real quick, take a shower, let's go out, because it was crazy. Good win for Diaz. Just for the record, there's not a question for anybody out there watching. There's not like, is Diaz good enough to be in the UFC? Does he have to beat certain people to show that Diaz is younger and less talented and less potential showing brother Nate Diaz, who's still good, is in the UFC. He's been in the UFC for basically his entire career. Diaz, and in the weight class that Diaz fights in. Shields is in the UFC. The only reason Diaz is not in the UFC is because Strikeforce is paying probably better money than the UFC would pay him, A. B, Strikeforce, Jake Shields and Nate Diaz are already in the UFC in his division. There's no reason to go over there. But there's not a question of, is Diaz good enough to fight in the UFC? I think I would pick against Diaz against 3 fighters. George St. Pierre, by way of wrestling. Josh Koscheck, that's actually number 3, by way of wrestling. And number 2, John Fitch, by way of wrestling. And by way of wrestling, I mean they will take him down and they will try and lay on him, and he will scramble, and it will just be a very entertaining ground fight. But in the end, they lay on him for 25 minutes and he loses. That's how I see him losing in the UFC. And that's who I see him losing to. So, yeah, Nick Diaz is not a question of whether he's good enough or blah, 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 blah. And even Dana would like him in the UFC, except for the fact that he's not going to play the game. He's not going to, So, Dana says, oh, it's not going to work, I guess. But anyways, Robbie Lawler versus Jacare. If you let Jacare take you to the ground, and by let, I mean try your ass off to not let it happen, but it still happens anyways, you're going to lose. Simple as that. The majority of the fight was on the feet, or was on the ground. The very little time in comparison that was on the feet, I'm sure Jacare doesn't remember it. He was slipping and sliding out there. Pop. Oh. Looking like he was, I don't know what, but my feet are doing this. I'm going to call this the rocked shuffle. When your feet just, and it seems like why can't I just stand? Robbie Lawler jumps into his guard. Really? You got Jacare. Boom. If you just stand back, the referee will be like, Jacare, come over here so he can knock you out. But you jump into his guard so he can just hold on to the back of your neck and chill and realize what's going on, and so the ground can get less slippery. And then he's cool again. Second round, takes you down, controls the whole round. Third round, gets you down. And, man, that's some terrible rear naked... look. No homo. Look. When somebody has your back and you're trying to stop a rear naked choke, and it doesn't matter how good or bad they are, if your hands are down by your waist and you lean up like this, it's right there. What's stopping somebody? I can rear naked choke anybody who doesn't try and defend it. He had his hand up like this at the beginning. At first he was like this, which is good. And then he didn't want to just sit there for the whole round and defend a rear naked choke for 5 minutes, which probably would have been better than doing this. I mean, I don't know. That was rough. But good job to Souza for getting through the tough times. Robbie Lawler, you tried. Herschel Walker versus Scott Carson. Herschel Walker is kind of funny out there now. He gets kicked in the head, woken up, and then he's kind of like, got that. Let's go, come on. And he's ready. He's ready now. I'm like, come on, man, quit that. You just want to, oh, damn, he really hit him. Knocks him down, controls him. The thing about Herschel Walker, yes, he's fighting Scott Carson. Who is Scott Carson? That's actually the answer. That's not a question. But doesn't matter who Scott Carson is. Herschel Walker is doing everything right. He's controlling the situation. He's calm. He's moving well. He's just doing what he should be doing. Again, Herschel Walker is in a strange predicament because you can't put Herschel Walker at the bottom of the undercards so he can learn. So he has to learn in fight situations. He's 48. Obviously, it's not how he looks. But, I mean, you've got to get him people that he can actually learn against. This is kind of how they do in boxing. Oh, my fighter's here. Who can my fighter likely beat but get some good experience against? And they do that for like 20 fights. And then they go, all right, you're 20-0. You've got lots of experience. Now, let's see what's going on. In MMA, I don't know if the pool of fighters just isn't deep enough or whatever it is. No, it's not necessary there. But they just aren't given the ability to really learn in the cage. Anyways, Herschel Walker's getting his chance, but it happens to be on main cards of Strikeforce. And he's doing a good job for what it's worth. His hands look alright. He ended the fight with his hands. Short shots, some power. He crumpled Carson, and that was it. Congrats to Herschel Walker. Who should Herschel Walker fight next? I don't know. It's tough to match Herschel Walker up with anybody because of the situation he's in. Who gets the next title shot against Jacare? I'm not sure. Nick Diaz? Paul Daly? Roger Gracie versus Trevor Prangley. I'm just going to say this. What happened in the fight with Jacare and what happened in the fight with Trevor Prangley are two very different things. Trevor Prangley did a defense and escape attempt that has worked for him every other time he's ever tried it. At the time when he was up against the cage, by the way, we all know what happened. Stayed on the fight. Roger actually looked half decent on the feet. Got the fight to the ground. Okay, there. Now we're here. Up against the cage. He pushes off the cage. Does like a little spinny spin. And tries to get to his feet. Or tries to shake him off. And when he starts this move, Roger doesn't have the hooks in. When he's done going crazy, or at least he doesn't really, I think he has the hooks in, but like it's not like he doesn't have the arms across the neck or anything like that. So when it's all said and done, he's actually deeper in trouble than he was when he started, even though he did everything perfect. And that just goes to show you how good Roger Gracie is on the ground. Also, Roger Gracie in his fourth fight takes on Trevor Prangley, who has had, many more fights, 30 fights. Veteran, fighting for many years, 10 years. And more. And Roger Gracie gets through. Who do you face next for Roger Gracie? I don't know. He's obviously still has to work on his hands. He's never going to become a knockout artist. I don't mean that. I just mean defensively, he has to be good enough to ward off demons. And offensively, he has to be good enough to make people worry about it. Just enough so that he can get to his bread and butter. I'm not sure who he would face at this point. Heavyweight division is kind of strange. Is this heavyweight? Light heavyweight? Heavyweight? Yeah, it's kind of strange. But the point is, good win for Roger Gracie. I didn't think he was going to take that, and he did. Jiu-Jitsu killed it. Three submissions from the Jiu-Jitsu specialists. Very good Jiu-Jitsu specialists. It's kind of crazy when Nick Diaz is on a card and he has the third best Jiu-Jitsu. That's crazy. MMA, y'all. It's important. Wait a sec. Let me say this again. I got to get the y'all out. I keep saying, what's up, y'all? I'm not even from a y'all part of the world. So I'm going to try and get that out of here. Because somebody sent me a message. They were like, MMA, y'all. It's important. I said, MMA, y'all. That's not the thing. It's MMA. It's important. There's no y'all. So let's try that again. MMA. It's important. Peace.